Hello and welcome back to Niche Tea, where we talk about drama happening in communities you may not be a part of. Last time we talked about the voice actor for the main character of the Solo Leveling anime, which is currently finishing up its first season, and his absolutely perfect response to fans who are a little too rabid and starting to get unreasonable with him. Today we're going to talk about something that's currently unfolding and causing a lot of strain in the Vocaloid community. Now you may not know what that word means, but you are more likely to have heard of Hatsune Miku, who is a Vocaloid performer. Vocaloid is the technology which powers performers like Hatsune Miku's voices. Vocaloid is literally the name of the software product that is actually made by Yamaha, which creates the synthetic voice. So they're not purely made from scratch. They are based off of real people's voices. In the case of Hatsune Miku, it's based off of a Japanese voice actress. Hatsune Miku is by far the most popular and prominent of the Vocaloid singers, but there are actually a ton of them. Hatsune Miku herself debuted in 2007. She's a 16-year-old girl, still, because she is digital. Also, because she's digital, she doesn't have to have someone come in and sing her songs. Thus, she has a crap ton of songs. Someone on Reddit made a master Google sheet that lists all the songs in different importance and who sings them of the Vocaloids. Most of them are Miku. Fascinating stuff. I would highly recommend you check it out. If you just Google it, you'll find it. Now, something that has additionally become very well associated with Hatsune Miku and assumedly her co-stars in the years since she started making music, in addition to her music itself, is her performances. Obviously, she's not really there, so it seems like it would be a pretty boring performance. It is not. Krypton Future Media, which is the company that owns Hatsune Miku and a number of her co-stars, puts on very well known to be very fantastical shows. This of course involves lots of visual display, lights, spectacle, etc. But a key part of that is that the performances are holograms of the actual performers. They want to create as much immersion as possible, and the quality of it is usually very good. Like, look at this. It's cool. I really like these shots. You can really see, like, that's so cool. It looks really good. Like, this is a shitty video. It looks really good. I bet it looks baller live. That video was taken in 2016, so like even then you get that it was really good quality and it was really immersive. Now, as you might expect, this didn't just stay in Japan because that's cool as fuck. A lot of international fans have gotten into Hatsune Miku and Vocaloids generally and have wanted to go to these concerts. So seeing the opportunity there, a thing called Miku Expo started in 2014. This is quite literally just an international concert where both Hatsune Miku herself and then a bunch of her fellow performers, I guess, would put on a concert. Traditionally, you'd have the hologram, you'd have all of the spectacles, you'd have actual performers, but also there was a live band. So yes, the vocals are Vocaloid, but other than that, I mean, they are putting as much into this as possible, and it looks, again, very cool. So, what happened? Miku Expo 2024 is currently ongoing and just made its way into the Americas. So again, this is just, think of it as a tour. This particular one is a big deal for a number of reasons. First being that it is the 10th anniversary of Miku Expo because again, it started in 2014. The second is that this had to be, like most things, discontinued during the pandemic. And for a lot of people, it'll be the first time they get to see Hatsune Miku live and actually experience this very cool thing. And then on top of that, the Vocaloid fandom and thus the Hatsune Miku fandom has actually gotten really big in just the past few years. A major contributor for this was a mobile rhythm game which got very popular since 2020 called Project Sekai. So altogether, there are way more fans than there used to be. And this is the first opportunity a good chunk of them have ever had to be able to see this in person. And this is like a huge part of what people have always loved about it. So they've been hearing about how cool it is and watching videos of it for years. So they're really hype. And they're also willing to pay a lot of money because there's a lot of attention on these seats. And this is kind of where the first problems start to arise. The entire 2024 series of North America concerts is being managed by both the actual owners, Krypton Future Media, as well as Crunchyroll. And initially there wasn't any concern about this. Krypton Future Media knows what they're doing. They've been doing this for years. Since Crunchyroll was managing selling the tickets, they did it through their normal ticket sales system, which puts you in a tier list based on how engaged with Crunchyroll you are. First, you get Crunchyroll premium people got access to tickets first, then regular Crunchyroll users, I guess, who had a standard login. Then there were regular pre-sale tickets and then general sale tickets. But Crunchyroll didn't limit the number of tickets for each tier. So by the time it got to general sales, they were all gone. And basically what happens is scalpers came in, bought as many tickets as they possibly could, because again, all you have to do to get into that top tier is sign up for Crunchyroll Premium for 1 month, and then you can get in. Then they're turning around and selling the tickets for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and this affected so many people. I heard estimates all over the place for what people were paying for these just to be able to go, like they were just biting the bullet and doing it, but a range would be like $200 to $500 was reasonable. So, okay, not a great way to start, but if the concerts are as they have been historically, it should still work out and be amazing experience, right? This is where we get to the main problem. This is the thing that's been going around everywhere. They took away the hologram. They replaced the previous technology that had different lights going through screens, I think for the most part, to create like a 3D rendering of her with a literal LED screen. Not like an immersive, really good LED screen. They were backlighting the thing. Like it was very, very obviously not the same as what I showed you earlier, which again was from an actual concert. And they hadn't said a single thing to anyone who bought tickets that there would be any kind of change, let alone this massive of a change of like the pivotal thing that people come to see. On top of that, the band is like almost hidden according to some people. Like they're not literally hidden or behind the stage, but they're like further back and kind of in the dark and blocked and not given the same level of introduction and highlight as they have been historically. And people really do love the band. They, again, are the only live aspect of the show. On top of that, they actually switched the band out from the people who historically have been the band. It's always been these 4 people. And again, without saying anything to anyone, they replaced them with a new lineup of people to play the live music. This new band was great. To be very clear, people were just disappointed because they were very much looking forward to seeing the band that has always existed. And again, they weren't notified that there would have been any change. But on top of all the other stuff, it just hits harder. It's like another thing. Then on top of that, they like viciously understocked the merch. The most important thing merch-wise that should be stocked is the light stick, because you need a specific type of light stick. They won't let in any light stick. You have to have special ones that won't mess with the hologram usually. So if they want to have a light stick, they want that one, both because this is their first time and that's the iconic thing that you always see in the videos. You saw everybody kind of throwing them back and forth, but also because you can't just be like, well, I've got mine, unless you have a very specific kind. So if they're going to make sure to have anything stocked, it should be this. And allegedly for a several thousand person venue, they brought 95 light sticks. People were waiting in merch lines in the rain outside the venue for like over an hour to get these light sticks, and then didn't realize they had sold out like immediately. It's just all around not a very good showing for Crunchyroll. And general consensus is that this is very likely a Crunchyroll problem and not a Krypton Future Media problem, because Krypton Future Media has been doing this for years. This is Crunchyroll's first year, and based on how they handled the tickets, it doesn't exactly inspire a lot of confidence to believe that it wasn't them causing these other issues. The good news is there have been other instances where the LED screen, it turns out, was used, and it was used way better. Improving the set dressing of the screen makes a huge, huge difference. Don't light it from the back, and also you should be showing the band members people want to see them. The LED screens themselves are allegedly phenomenal, like very, very good. So it's not an image quality issue. It's a fact that it doesn't look like they're there. And that's good news, because it means that for the rest of this tour, where people are now dreading, like, what am I going to do? Can I sell these tickets? The ticket prices dropped. Like, if you go on Ticketmaster now, you can get tickets for like under $200. But this is stuff that theoretically should be pretty easy to fix if we can just get the right feedback in front of the right people at Crunchyroll. Twitter and Reddit are the best places to check out if you want to be part of the ongoing conversation about this, because you are thinking of selling your tickets. But I do think that if you very kindly start really sending attention, maybe on Twitter, to Crunchyroll folks, you might find things improve as the tour goes on. But I do want to say that despite all of this, I've seen tons of people say that they still had a phenomenal time. But good luck. I really hope Crunchyroll fixes this for you guys.